All right, everyone, we are going to talk about the driver swing for two straight videos. So this is part one of a two-part driver lesson. So it's the big stick day. Everybody's excited to hit the driver, and I am too. I like to hit just as much. I'm going to try to do some things today to give you some feels for how you can really move that driver in the backswing, getting a really good turn, how the turn and the arms work together. And that's going to be the first video. And the second video is really focusing in the transition and in the downswing. So a lot of content to cover. If you'll stay with me, I think you'll be a better driver after this video. So one of the things that when you start to hit a driver, the fundamentals are obviously super important, right? And so just to go over these briefly, we have a wide stance. The ball is lined up roughly with the lead heel. Well, and that's going to be really important because that helps us to then hit up on the ball. If we're back here in the middle of our stance, we're going to end up hitting down the ball. Now, in reality, we're not always hitting up on the ball, but we want to be at least level. Okay. With our irons, we're hitting down. With our driver, we're hitting up. Okay. So this is a really important position right here to get into. We're going to talk about setup in another video a little bit more, but just ball position, setup. So once we have the basics in the setup, there are a few things that I would like to emphasize. Number one, in the backswing, so that's primarily what this video is going to be, is just kind of about the setup, the backswing, getting up on top, setting the club, and then we'll work on transition coming down in the next one. All right. So when I stand up to the ball, I want to do three things in the backswing. Just think of three things. You have to have width, have to have height, you have to have depth. Okay. If you're missing any of those, it's going to be really hard to hit the ball solid. Okay.
What's what?
I want width, I want height, and I want depth. Here's what I mean. As I set out, I want the club to move along the ground as long as I can. I am not lifting the club up. I am moving the club back. That's really important. I am not lifting the club up. I am moving the club back. All right. So the way I like to feel for that is to feel the left shoulder. And these videos are going to focus primarily on the upper body, lower body later, upper body right now. So I like to feel that my left shoulder is starting the turn and getting a whole bunch of width here. Now you see my hands are barely above my waist, and look how much shoulder rotation that I have. I see a lot of people picking the club, very little shoulder rotation, and the only thing you could do is come straight down with your arms. So I want really good extension. That is width. Okay. All the great ball strikers, will put some images up on the screen of the greatest ball strikers, and you'll see this incredible width that they generate. Okay. So we want this. I want width. Boom. Okay. I want to get back. Now here's how you can practice this. It's just a feel. You can do it all the time. You can be in an elevator. It doesn't matter where you are. You literally can practice this by simply going like this, shaking hands with someone directly behind you. Okay. Not over here, not out here, right here. So I'm going to give the club. It's almost like I'm handing the club to someone right behind me. I don't have to reach. I'm just handing the club. Okay. That's good. Now, in reality, it's not going to be straight up and down. It's going to be a little shot right there. But this is because it's lined up with my spine angle. The vase is lined up with the angle of my spine. But I'm going to just almost like I'm just taking my left shoulder and I'm handing the club to somebody behind me. Okay. Now let me show you something. If I hold my club out this way, okay, we're just working on the backswing now. If I hold my club out this way, what happens is I have to turn. I can't get my other hand there. And a lot of people, when they lift their arms, they're not getting a very good turn. So how do you know if you're getting a good turn? Well, you hold your club out like this, and I have to reach. Okay. I want to reach across. I want my left shoulder to come way high up here under my chin and to feel like it's going over my right knee. Okay, so hold the club out here. Oh, I want to reach across. Okay, you're going to feel this huge stretch right here. Now, I appreciate that not everyone can get into that position, and that's perfectly fine. Just do what you can. That's okay. The main thing is to do the best that you can with what you have. I'm not nearly as flexible as I was 20 years ago, right? So if I hold the club here and I reach like that, that's the position that I want to feel that I'm in. I've got a lot of width going this way. And what I'm doing is I'm actually moving the club away from my head as far as I can from my head. Okay? So width is super important. So how do we get width? You set the club aside. One of the stretches that I absolutely love that really gets you into the feel is take your right arm, put your right hand back to back of your right hand under your left arm, if you're right-handed. So your trail arm under your lead arm, and you're just going to pull back like that. Feel that stretch. You're just pulling with that right hand. And I feel like I'm in a really powerful stretch. My hands are that way. They're out away from me. They're not in here. They're not caught up in here. Okay. So that's a really good feel just to take hands and just do that. Okay. Now, getting that width, I'm telling you, this is so important to get the width early. What? So now the width will I've got my shoulders rotated. There's not a lot more than my shoulders can do. So here's the thing that we want to think about with width. Once we have width in our backswing, then I want to look at height. All right. So what I want to do is I want to get my shoulders turned here. Now I want to make sure that my arms and my hands are up a little bit this way, not out here in front of me, here, so that my left shoulder is turned underneath my chin. That's essentially what it's going to feel, above my pec and up here. So I've got the height now. Okay, so that's super important. So we've got width and height. All right. Now, the last move is depth. And this one is really, this is the cherry on top. If you can get really good depth, check out this picture right now of Rory McIlroy and look at the depth that you're going to see. What I mean by depth is, so we have width, we have height, and then we have depth. We want to move our right shoulder back this way. Okay. So let me show you down the line. I'm going to be here, and I want you to see if you can see my right shoulder getting behind my head. So width, height, depth. Okay. That is a very, very powerful position right there. And the last part to add on to this is width, height, depth, and a little supination with the right arm. Now, if you can't do that, if you can't supinate with the right arm, that's okay. Just do what you can do. But that supination of the right there, okay, that will get you in a really good position to shallow the club and come down on the correct plane in the downswing. All right. So in our video today, as we're working through, I just want you to realize that there's a lot going on, but it's not that simple. I'm going to really simplify it for you. Okay. But think width, think height, and think depth. All right. Okay. So I'm going to hit a few shots and just basically, I'm not going to swing hard. It's going to be easy. But one of the things that, that is important to understand too is when you're working on your swing, everyone wants to come out and, like, because you have the drive in your hand, it's like all out. Just go like 100%. And really, if you're working on a certain thing in your swing, the best way to do it is to slow it way down. Go 30%, 50%. So I'm going to try to talk you through some of these feels that I have. And I'm not going to swing hard at these. We'll hit some full shots at the end, but these are just some drills that you can do and just kind of think about. Okay, so I really like, again, I'm really into proprioception, the feel of where my body is in space. Okay, and so I want to produce those up here and they may not be exactly what is technically correct, okay? But it's just a feel. There's a difference between feel and real, okay? So as I come up here, again, I want to feel very wide. I want to make sure I'm turning my shoulder really up into my chin, and I'm getting that good hand depth. And that's all I'm really going to think about right now, and just turn through my swing just to I'm not really working on the downswing right now, but I'm just going to feel how that feels in the backswing so that I can move into the transition into the downswing. So it's going to look something like this. Okay, so that was maybe a 30% swing, just a little light swing. And we do this with all of our other clubs, but often we don't do it with our driver. We think that we have to, because we have our driver, we have to go all out. And you really don't. It's just, I want to get the feel of really stretching back here and that depth here. So a shot here and get that set up, a little bit of a bump there, and just feel long and wide here and turning. Now that's, I'm not hitting that perfectly solid. I'm actually hitting some heel shots, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm just getting the feel of that stretch. Okay. Now there's a tee. It just comes flying out of nowhere. So as I tee this one up, now what I want to do is I want to make sure that I feel that my right shoulder is getting a lot of depth. Right? A lot of depth this way with my right shoulder. And essentially my head stays still. It's going to move a little bit, but I'm not trying to make it move. Okay, so here, really get that right depth, nice and slow. Here, right depth, boom. Okay, and that one actually was quite solid. It's out there probably only 200 yards or so, but it just felt really good to go through those positions slowly and not just have to rush everything driver. Okay, so again, I like to tee the ball pretty high. Here we go. I'm gonna get back behind the ball here and feel that depth. I'm gonna go really slow. So here, wide, width, and then turn. Okay, so kind of get that feel of going wide, getting some height, and then getting some depth. Once you get into those positions and you just kind of feel yourself moving in those positions, hit some 30%, 50% shots before you go all out. And then after that, you can go right into your full swing and work that out. If it's not feeling good in your full swing, I encourage you to come back to hitting only 50%. It's okay to do that with a driver. It really is okay to just move through the ball really slow, because all you're doing is you're just trying to produce, okay, this is how this should feel to be in this position. Okay, now in the next video that we do, we're gonna get a little bit more into some things with the transition and some feels about really how to sync the body and the arms. What are they doing in the downswing? What should you feel in the downswing? Primarily if you struggle with hitting a slice, okay, or a weak fade, and you want to hit a little bit more of a draw. So we're going to exaggerate some things. So I encourage you to stay tuned for the next video. This video is really meant to set up that other video that will be coming out soon. And until next time, everybody, please check out the channel, like and subscribe. Love to have you aboard. Leave your comments in the comments, and I respond to all of them eventually. So I hope this helps. This helps you just get right back into that position. And from there, it's all go time. We'll see ya.